So we're going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole, guys. What's the easiest way of saying this without sounding crazy? We're going to look into this idea that maybe the world is run by a very small number of elite people who potentially have some sort of form of kind of reptilian influence. Maybe, you know, there's some genetic manipulation going on. Maybe the reptiles themselves, who knows? But, you know, people have said this numerous times. There's been numerous interviews. You know, you got David Icke talking about this stuff. And a lot of people brush it off as if it's crazy, you know, and I'm potentially, you know, one of them. Although I'm open-minded and open to new information and all this kind of stuff. So let's just have a look. We're going to start. I mean, this is a whole rabbit hole you can go down. There's a myriad of information. So I've just picked out what I'm aware of and what I think might be some of the best kind of things to look at to try and work out if there's maybe at least some validity or there's something going on with this whole thing. So let's have a look. So this is a video that I've just found cycling through TikTok. Now, I've got some other videos like this, but I've not seen this one before. So I thought we'd look at this one for the first time together and let's see if there's any interesting things going on there.
Einfach too much. Leute, fallt da bitte nicht drauf rein. Wenn ihr wissen wollt, woher Corona wirklich kommt.
Nah, come on, that's not real. I don't know though. That's if that's real, that's creepy. That's creepy, that is. If that's real, that is creepy. So I've seen a number of videos that show this kind of phenomena of the eyes like sort of blinking sideways and turning into like what looks like reptilian slits. Now, I've been looking at this for some time, and it all started for me when a friend of mine on Facebook sent me a message saying, check this link out, and it was a Twitter link, right? Now, I'm not, you know, again, I don't mind who believes this, who chooses not to believe it, whatever, that's fine, right? I'm not here to try and convince you. That's not my job. This is just literally I'm just looking at what's going on. I'm not making any claims. But when he sent me this link, there were people on Twitter talking about how when they'd seen Queen Elizabeth in public, that she looked like she shapeshifted. And there were numerous people posting, because I saw that. I mean, I can't find screenshots of the actual Twitter, but I remember seeing that with my own eyes and thinking, people have obviously seen something, but maybe it's just not, you know, what they might think it is, right? Maybe there's some other explanation. And then shortly after, a few days I think it was, this same friend sent me another link and said, now check this out. And he sent me a link to the royal website. Now, I have on my old hard drive somewhere an original screenshot of this that I took, but, you know, many other people screenshotted it. You can Google this, you can find it. But on the royal website, they'd released a post saying that the Queen wasn't human. So we're going to have a look at that now, right? Just brace yourself for this one. This particular screenshot, you can see up the top there, it says https:// Royal UK, Queen seen in different form. This was a 2016 post. I saw this with my own eyes. This is not a fake post. This was really on the royal website, right? So Queen seen in a bio subjects in a different form. So this is alluding to the Twitter. They'd seen something going on. Everybody's freaking out on internet. And then they released this as kind of like a response. The Queen has ruled for longer than any other monarch in British history, becoming a much loved and respected figure across the globe. Her extraordinary reign has seen her travel more widely than other monarchs. Undertaking many historic overseas visits, particularly the one in 1964 where she visited Canada and allegedly, according to Mr. Kevin Annett and his work, some people that were under the age of adult age went missing and nobody saw them again. But that's something that you can check out on murderbydecree.com. If you want to go and look into that one, whether you want to believe it or not. But, you know, it's there. The information's there. Go and check things out. But allegedly, I mean, we don't know if it's true for real. But, you know, certainly Kevin Annett and people that he's dealt with believe that that's true. Okay. Anyway, so let's just get into the nitty gritty of it, right? Earlier this week, the Queen was seen by thousands of people in a form they are not acquainted with. Why would they post that on the royal website? Is it a joke? Are they messing around? I don't know, right? But it's very odd for them to post that, but then all of a sudden it gets deleted and you can't access it anymore. We seek to reassure the public that the Queen is still their Queen and remains the respected and loved figure they've always known. While she may not be human, she is a devoted leader and monarch, and she believes her subjects will grow to accept her and her family for what they are. I mean, if that's like a bit of a poke of fun, bit of a joke, it's a weird thing to say about acceptance and all this, like it's almost coming from the heart or whatever. Very strange thing. Very strange thing indeed. I don't know. What do you guys think? You know, make your minds up on that one. But guys, I mean, look, right, there's so much in this whole lizard Illuminati, reptilian, like controlling, like sort of draconian elite kind of thing. There's, you know, I could go and do hours and hours and hours looking into this stuff. And again, I've only shared a collection of things that I find quite odd. This next one that's coming up is just basically, we're going to look at a man called Ronald Bernard. Now, Ronald Bernard was an ex-Danish investment banker, and he was a multi-billionaire, I think. And basically, he was told to put his conscience in the freezer. He was essentially laundering money for the elites, and he was invited to some strange sacrificial like type parties, which he thought were just all kind of like pretentious rich people stuff, until eventually he claims he was invited to a sacrificial thing involving, again, a child. So this next video clip that I'm going to show you, if you are easily disturbed, I would recommend that you don't watch it. What he says can be uncomfortable for some audiences to listen to. I have to put the warning out there. This is not for children to watch. So if you are watching and you are a child, or if you're a parent there in the background watching this, just cover your child's ears just for a moment, because I don't think that this kind of thing is particularly healthy for a child to listen to. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that. And again, Ronald Bernard, yeah, it's a controversial thing that he said, but let's just see.
But then at some point, I was invited, which is why I'm telling you all this, to participate in sacrifices abroad. That was the breaking point.
Oh, guys, I mean, come on, yeah. I mean, like, look at the emotion in this man's face. He's talking about the breaking point. Like, he's finding that difficult to talk about. Like, look at that.
That was the breaking point.
That's guilt, fear, and just sheer just like helplessness in one emotion. That is, like, I've watched this a few times thinking, is this guy, is he for real? Is he telling the truth? But man, when it gets to that bit,
that was the breaking point. Children.
Wow. Essentially what he's saying is that he was invited to this party and he had to witness this thing take place. And we've seen this theme unfold. Now, I don't want to get too deep into that rabbit hole because this video has to go on YouTube. I will be starting a Rumble channel where we go into those topics into a little bit more severity. However, it is interesting to note that something's going on, guys. I mean, there's got to be something out there, and this is not the only account that I've seen. There are other videos that I would have liked to have shown regarding the, a whistleblower for the Dutch royal family. And again, I'm not making any claims. These people might be lying. They might be making it up. They might believe it's real, but it's not real. They might have some mental health problems. They might have any of those things. I don't know. All I'm saying is that, we can fall into this kind of confirmation bias where we read a story like this and we can kind of look for things to support this narrative. So when I'm putting these videos together, I'm not trying to create a narrative here. I'm just trying to show you so you can make your own, but just be very careful of creating a narrative based on things. If you're going to look at something, obviously you have to look at it with the utmost non-biased perspective. You got to use logic. You got to use reason. So I'm not claiming that this is real, but I did find it very odd that people were claiming on Twitter that the Queen had somehow shapeshifted. I Found it odd how Putin talked about it in the media. Found it odd how they put it on their website. And if that's true and they were just doing a joke, they're toying with people's minds, and that I don't agree with that either. And I find it odd how this ex-Danish investment banker gets so choked up when he's talking about his experiences with these elite parties, right? I find it odd how Alex, go on, what's his name? Oh, the guy that says they're making the frogs gay. What's Jones? When he goes to Bohemian Grove. And, you know, I find it odd when we look at the lockups in Yale where they do those weird things in there. And, you know, the Yale University lockups where there's all these weird things. I'm not going to show that video today. But yeah, let's just look at this next one. It's the same guy having a conversation about how these elites have kind of, and this is really the point of the original point of my video, how they've manipulated the financial markets and the financial system.
You transcended, you transmuted that experience, Ronald. You are pioneering precisely because you did transmute that experience into some beautiful chemistry.
But the problem is it's still there. It's daily there. And people, I don't know, people are not aware. People have to wake up. You know, with this third temple, search for it. All the world leaders are already calling for it for many years. The New World Order, their New World Order. That's the program. It's combined with the finance system to have us completely slaved, without of cash, all digital, to put us in a digital cave, completely, deciding if they like you or not.
Ah, but they never thought about cryptocurrencies and blockchain, did they?
They did.
You believe that they're engineering all of that? You don't believe that is a natural human organic response to central banking and fiat? Is crypto and smart contracts is our way of throwing this devil off the back?
Even on the internet you can find a white paper from the NSA from 1995. They were already describing everything you have now in present, like cryptocurrencies. It's the first and the second generation of cryptocurrencies. They have a lot of backdoors. They are not free. I'm very happy and aware that step by step.
That is like super interested because, look, everybody's banging on about cryptocurrencies. It's all been marketed everywhere. It's like, you know, they've created almost a narrative about the banks being such like manipulative, controlling people that they've created this alternative. And it's like, yeah, you just go into that crypto, go into the digital side and you'll be safe there. I mean, look, right? Think logically about this, right? Is anything digital safe? Or is gold, being that it's kept its value and increased for how many centuries, is that safer? I mean, I don't know. I've never invested in crypto. I've never looked into these things. Some people have made themselves very rich and all that kind of stuff. But is it just another elite plan in order to create this new world order where we're all sort of slaves to this digital system that's run by the very few at the top? Now, this is Ronald's reasoning. He claims he's worked in the inner circle of all of this. He's privy to all of this information. And it makes total sense to me because the way I see it from a psychological point of view is if you've already got all the money and all the power, you know, that you could possibly have, the next thing you want to do is you want to create dominion over man because that's the only thing you got left. So it's very unhealthy being born into an extremely rich family where you can literally get anything that you want. So then the mind starts wanting things that are more taboo. It starts to want power. It starts to want control. It maybe even starts to want to covet certain technologies that we're not allowed to have, i.e. the UFOs and UAP thing. That could be a potential thing. It could cover cures for disease. It could, you know, all these things. And maybe this high society is living an entire different reality to us, you know, where they've got all this stuff and they have to push us, you know, to be able to work to create their empire because we're just the workers. We're the worker ants. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Make your mind up.
And aware that step by step, people start to choose different.
Right.
But about the cryptocurrencies, it was all created by secret services. Now, in the third and the fourth generations, people are taking the
And
tools
using it.
to use it
Very
in a
good.
positive way.
Very good.
So there are positive things going, but my reaction was more in the direction of in general, the masses, the billions of people
Yes.
who are still have no clue.
And just follow whatever.
Yeah, and they have no clue about anything because they are children. They have the inner child and they have children of their own. And we have to take care of this with all the people who are able to.
Guys. So, yeah, like I said, you know, some people have made themselves very rich using cryptocurrencies, but is it part of the game plan, man? Is it part of that new world order? Well, I'll leave that guy, honestly. You guys make your mind up. Make your mind up. Now, I don't want anybody accusing me of being a member of the Illuminati, because I ain't no shill. I ain't no Illuminati. Yeah. That's just me making fun of the Illuminati. There you go. But I'm not, yeah? I'm actually probably an alien or something. You just believe that. That'll be good. So now, let us look into the world of the reptilian shapeshifters. Pro tip. Stay away from entheogenic substances, because I once did that and I actually saw a reptile. I really did. That was insane. Anyway, moving on. So, guys, we need to find out now whether the royal family could be reptiles. Let's go. Let's have a look at this one here. So this one apparently shows... What? What's going on there? No, I'm not having it. What is that? His eye just went... Nah, come on. This has got to be a... I mean, what the holy majoli reptilian? Why has he got a straight pupil? I can't really see the other side though, so that could... I mean, I don't know. Could that be a trick of the light? Well, I know about editing. I know about light. I know about all these things and all that. But that there, I ain't seen nothing like that before. No. The only time I ever seen anything like that is when I was down there in that palace, having a cup of tea with those reptiles down there wearing the meat suits. That's just some crazy. Oh. I mean, look at it. Look at it. I can just... That eye. I feel like that eye is calling me a peasant. That eye there. That's the peasant. I mean, after seeing that, guys, I'm thinking this dude is going to be going home to Buckingham Palace, down in tunnels. Is he going to sit under that basking lamp and eat himself some crickets? That's what's happening. Some human-sized crickets, but crickets nonetheless. Yeah? Maybe some of those, like, what you call those worms that you feed to, like, bearded dragons and stuff. Some of them as well. Mealworms or something. The crunchy ones. Ugh, got, like, little spikes on them and that. Quite creepy. Anyway, moving on. This one is mental. This is mental, right? Of course, when a couple of years ago, back when I had all my big lizard craze and everything, I saw these videos and I actually went and searched online for the original copies of them. I think they're still available. I'll probably make another episode where, you know, in future I'll try and see if I can find them again to have a look. And I found exactly the point where this happened, because I thought that somebody just edited this and put it out, and I thought it was like fake, basically. But it turned out that it's also happening on the original edits that are on the news websites and stuff. The one with Katy Perry I think is. Anyway, we'll get onto that one. So, if this is real, I want to know what causes this. I want to know what this is all about. This is some creepy shit. What? What is that? This blinking sideways. That's a full blown eye spasm. But like, what? When I have never been talking to anybody. I mean, I don't make the best of eye contact, right? I don't, right? Because I got ADHD. I struggle with eye contact, right? But I know people and I meet people every day, and I'm a tattoo artist, right? And I've never in my entire life seen this happen. Ever. Not one time have I looked at somebody and they've gone, no, right? I ain't ever seen it on any of the videos that I've edited with when I've talked to people and recorded people. I've never seen it. What is it? What is that? She's got to be a lizard. I can't think of any other. What other explanation is it? Somebody's got to have debunked this. If you have, just send me. I'd be interested in seeing if there's a debunk on this, because I am not going to accept that we're being run by a bunch of like lizard shapeshifter people. Whatever, right? I can't accept it. It's too far down the rabbit hole for me. That's too far. I'm from Yorkshire. I've got some dignity left, guys. Come on, look at it. I do not want to end up in a white coat, right? I don't want to end up with one of those things, a straight jacket. I mean, I'm crazy enough as it, but that, what is that? Imagine going on a date. You come back from the toilet and she's sat there looking like that, staring. You're in Spain, right? You're on a date, right? And a cricket lands on the table. One of them big ones that freaks you out. And she sat there and you're like, you all right, love? Everything okay? And then all of a sudden a big tongue comes out. Imagine that. Yeah, with all the billions and that, but she can't resist a cricket. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. Now, here's another one, right? Here's another one. Again, same phenomena, different celebrity. This is probably Miley Cyrus or something. I don't know. I've not watched TV for like 25 years because I don't like being indoctrinated by it. But let's have a look at this one. Are you ready, guys? Watch this. Again, I've seen this before, but look. And this is the one that I actually looked for the original and I found it. Look, what is that? Why are the pupils going like that? What's it doing? Is that an eye spasm? Could it be induced by some substance that's been taken? Could it be that stuff the beginning with an A and rhymes with a wiener worm? What about it? Could it be that stuff? Who knows? But like that is just I don't know. It's a phenomena. Or maybe it's lizards. Now, I don't know whether this one is kind of related to it because there's a lot of Freemason symbology and stuff in there. Now, I've tattooed a few Freemasons and, like they're just regular people, but it's an organization that runs deep. So maybe at the upper echelons of it, then there's some crazy stuff. But like, I think, your local lodge is potentially probably not getting involved in this kind of stuff. But when you get right up there, it probably is. Same, your local church might not be getting involved in certain controversial things that certain people have got in the clergymen or whatever have got up to. But maybe your local church isn't. They're probably just nice people that think, that they're just being, they're just running a church. Like Kevin Annett, for instance, with the whole, thing in Canada where I was talking about on it. But maybe at the upper echelons of the church, I keep banging things in here, don't I? Just keep hitting things. Maybe at the upper echelons of this thing, that these things take place because maybe it's just a happenstance of the organization. Who knows? But is the whole organization like evil or anything? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But let's have a look at this one. I mean, to be fair, guys, the sound's terrible on this, but that's some creep shit. I mean, what are they doing? Why have we got some woman doing some erotic kind of dance in front of a bunch of crusty old rich men with Illuminati Freemason symbols in the background? Like, why? What is that about? What's the backstory? What is it? Yeah? What is that? And he sat there like, yes, it's a very good subject, yes. Maybe we should book this one for a private reptilian party. You know what I mean? I mean, look. What? What's it all about? Why? I don't understand. These people are crazy. I just don't understand it. You got your big higher province there. Yeah. God consciousness. With your two Masonic G's either side. And they're all sat there doing the little Masonic hand thing. Oh, yes. Yes. Hey, later, Charles, after this strange, elaborate show, would you like to come round to my house for some crickets? I mean, what? Listen to the piano. You'd think with all that money you'd be able to find a player that could play, you know. Maybe. Oh, maybe what it is. Maybe she's under mind control. Yeah. Imagine that's somebody's wife and he turns it like, Susie, what are you doing on stage, love? Why are you dancing around like a snake? What are you guys watching her for? I've only been in Freemasons 5 minutes and already you've mind controlled my wife to think she's an anaconda. Honestly, I just don't get. I mean, I think it's strange. It almost reminds me of the opening ceremony for CERN. I mean, that was concerning, to be fair with you. See what I did there. Let's have a look at this one. This is the Queen.
Close-ups of the Queen showed the infected eye. However, Buckingham Palace remained tight-lipped over its cause, only saying that nothing.
I mean, that.
Lipped over its
If I was a kid, I'd run away from that. I really would. That's some creepy
remained
stuff.
Tight-lipped over.
I've never seen anyone's grandma with an eye like that. Not really. But I don't think that's reptilian evidence there, guys. I really don't. I just think
Buckingham
that
Palace remained
maybe what happened was she was under the basking lamp and one of the crickets went wild and just jumped in the eye and caused an infection. That could have happened. Maybe someone just got fed up of her going, my fellow constituents, and then just poked her in the eye. That could have happened. Or maybe she got pink eye. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe, Prince Andrew had just come back from Ireland, he was chilling, he had a few people round and, they kind of, she ended up sleeping in the wrong bed or something. She's got a bit of pink eye. That could have happened. But, she might just be a lizard. Who knows? So this one is Jerome Powell explaining how the World Federal Reserve just creates money from thin air. And again, this goes into the thing. If the World Federal Reserve is owned by a small number of elites who might even be reptiles and stuff, then they have ultimate power because they can create money. A government can become can lend money from the banks and then have to pay interest, which then comes from the same place because they own and print all the money. So let's have a look at this. Let's see what he's got to say.
You simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money digitally. And we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities. And that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency and we distribute that to the Federal Reserve banks.
They also print actual currency and distribute that. So money's created. There's no gold standard. There's nothing backing the money, and it's all just digital numbers on a screen. So is it that the world is run by a secret elite, this shape-shifting reptilian elite, or is it the usual case where usually you can find the truth between two sides of the story? Who knows, guys? It would be interesting to really find out what's going on. But I've got to say, some of these videos are very, very interesting. And it does make you think. So, that being said, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe, share the video, hit the bell, help a brother out. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Thank you.